Sarah, my daughter Sarah, UTEP minor. I also want to recognize my wife, Carmen Leticia Borrego. She is a graduate of El Paso Community College, and she's an RN at Del Sol. She works with the babies in the NICU. I also want to recognize a friend of mine, and that is Mr. Carlos Aguilar.
All right, yay!
Former County Commissioner Carlos Aguilar. Thank you. As you know, or maybe you don't know, the El Paso Independent School District is a recognized district by the TEA. For the first time in the history of EPISD ever, we are a recognized district. And hopefully this year will also be a recognized district. We're pushing for exemplary, but recognized, all right. I want to recognize one of my schools in my area, and that is Coldwell Elementary. 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. Exemplary and is a candidate for a blue ribbon school. So, way to go, Coldwell Elementary. As you guys know, we are facing a deficit, and we're waiting to see what the state does. It'll happen sometime in May. As a trustee of EPISD and as a candidate for trustee of EPISD, I will not allow administration or my fellow trustees to cut into the classroom. That is off base. That is what we have to say. Because first and foremost, academics is job number one. And also, since I'm here, I'm going to say that the librarians are an extension of the classroom. And I support the librarians. We might have to cut some positions, but not librarians. And I am for keeping a librarian at every single school in EPISD. We have a very difficult challenge ahead of us with these budget deficits. Everything has got to be on the table. We will have to analyze and see where we can cut. But again, not the classroom. Academics, like I said before, is job one. That includes our teachers. Okay? Finally, I'd just like to say that District 3, the Austin High School feeder pattern, personally, I don't believe that it's been well represented in the past. We've had a lot of issues there. We haven't had our equity that that district deserves with a few bonds that were passed. And if elected, I will fight. If you have another bond, I will fight for the equity of District 3. I know the district very well. I've been involved in the schools for many, many years, and I will fight for District 3. And I believe that I am the best suited candidate for EPISD District number 3. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming. Remember, the little baskets here. I was going to put a little stick in there and just kind of pass it like a church. Lastly, I want to thank my friend Emma Costa. Done for me. My other friend, Mr. Joe Rosales.
Yay!
Rosales clan. We have a little bit. Some of the other ones can't be here. One of them couldn't be here because he's got 2 handfuls. Wow. And also I want to thank my friend. I've known her for a long, long time. And that is Joanne. Joanne. So again, thank you. And remember, everybody knows a voter around Austin High School. You might have a friend, a relative, someone you know. Pass the word. Borrego School Board. Thank you.
Man that I have ever met. He was instrumental in my campaign, never asked me for anything, but always went above and beyond. And I know, Fred, that you're gonna do as much as you're already doing out in the community, out with the school districts. I see you out there having meetings. I see you out there fighting for the kids. And I ask all of you for your support, your vote for Fred Borrego. He's the guy that does it.
Mr. Borrego has passion. Mr. Borrego tiene mucho corazón. When I first met Mr. Borrego, I was on the school board, and he was what you would call an ankle biter. There wasn't a day that didn't pass that Mr. Borrego would call me and say, Mr. Rosales, we're not doing enough. Mr. Rosales, you need to do this. Mr. Rosales, you need to do that. And I would tell my wife, you know, check the number, mija. If it's Borrego, tell him I'm not here. But let me tell you, Mr. Borrego has a passion. He's got a real good business, and he's got a great family. But aside from that, he's got this sincerity, this honesty, this let's get the job done attitude. And that's the kind of people that you need on the board. A person that doesn't have a personal agenda. And if there is an agenda, it's about the kids. It's about your kids, my kids, our community kids. He serves on many different boards, and it's always going back to you, to the community. The people in the San Juan area adore Mr. Borrego. He's like a Pancho Villa. You know, they see him riding his horse at night, and they say, there goes Borrego again. You know, and really he does a lot for that community, even though he lives in the Austin area community, but he's all over. And this is the kind of person that we need on board, a person that has compassion for the community. And I am very glad to call him friend, even though at one time I used to call him ankle biter. Thank you.
It really is probably one of the most noble things an individual can do for their community. You're talking a very large budget, you're talking a lot of children, and EPISD approximately 8,000 employees and almost 64,000 students. I want to just thank Mr. Borrego as a former president of EPISD for your contribution, for your efforts, and as Mr. Rosales mentioned, and your passion, because really it takes a lot of passion to get things done, Mr. Borrego, and we know and we have total confidence that you're going to do what needs to be done to continue to make our school districts and EPISD and this community the best place to live for all of the children and everybody concerned. Thank you.
Yeah, Borrego, you're a candidate for the EPISD district
Number 3.
number 3. Tell me why you're running.
I'm running because I care for my community first and foremost, and I want to make sure that the education for the kids in my community and all of EPISD get the best education possible.
Why should voters send you back to represent their community?
They should send me back because I know the area, I know a lot of the issues, and I've been wanting this position for quite a while. Now that I'm appointed, I am learning what's going on in the school board district, and I believe that I can be very effective.
What do you think is the biggest issue facing the school boards right now?
The biggest issue, as everybody knows, are the deficits that we're facing, and we won't know where we actually stand until probably May, until the state decides on the budget, because probably somewhere in the neighborhood about 60% of our budget comes from the state.
So inevitably, given the climate in Austin, you guys are going to be forced to have to do more with less. What's your plan?
Exactly. We are going to have to do more with less, and we're also planning for worst case scenario. And the best scenario out there. So we have plans out there. Again, one of the plans that I don't want to touch is laying off teachers. Again, like I said before, academics is job one.
One of the criticisms that a lot of people say is EPISD is too top heavy. Do you think that's a fair characterization? And if you had to make cuts, would they be there, or where would they be?
Well, I don't know exactly where the cuts are going to be made, but like I said, everything has got to be on the table. We might be a little top heavy. I know that last year we cut in the administration, and if we have to cut there again, so be it.
You have a last message for people that live in the area that you represent?
Well, I guess the message would be is that hopefully with me we finally have good representation in District 3. Representation that had been lacking for many, many years in District number 3, which is the awesome feeder pattern.